Hello guys, Jake here. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I've got for you my Vanarama National League predictions for the 2018-19 season. So guys, before I get into the video, I just wanted to say that if I do put your team you support lower than where you think they will finish, please don't get offended or anything. These are my predictions. Everyone will have their own thoughts on what the table will look like at the end of the season. And also, I just wanted to mention that this was extremely hard for me to predict, especially when I got towards the top half of the table. I think that the teams that I predict in 9th or 10th could still possibly get into the playoffs. But yeah, with all that said, let's get into the predictions. So guys, one last thing, I don't know a lot about every single team in the National League. I will try to say as much as I can and what I know about them and what's happened to them over the summer. But yeah, let's get into the video. So starting off at the bottom of the table in 24th place, I've gone for Braintree. Now they are a newly promoted side, came up from the National League South via the playoffs. They did finish in 7th, which was the final playoff place, and they did somehow manage to get themselves promoted. I'm not sure really how that happened. I'm not sure if it was luck or if they just played really well in the playoffs, but I don't think they will be able to stay up in the National League. I think they will go straight back down. So in last place, 24th, I've gone for Braintree. In 23rd place, I've gone for Gateshead. Now I think the main talking point about their summer is that they've had a big budget cut, which has caused them to move from full-time to part-time, meaning they've lost quite a few key players in the process. So I think this will really affect their season, and I don't think they will manage to stay up. So yeah, 23rd, I've gone for Gateshead. In 22nd, I've gone for Solihull Moors. Now, in the last two seasons, they have finished 16th and 18th, so bottom half finishes both times. And this season, I just don't think they will be able to stay up. I think they will get relegated. So yeah, 22nd, I've gone for Solihull Moors. And to complete the relegation zone in 21st, I've gone with Maidstone. I don't really know a lot about this club, but I do know that they finished 19th last season, so a very low finish for them. And I think this year they will just miss out on safety and they will take up the last relegation spot. So that completes the relegation zone with Maidstone in 21st. In 20th, I've gone for Harrogate Town. Now, they came up as National League North playoff winners. I think they did finish 2nd, so they're probably the favourites to win the playoffs, and they did. I'm not sure how they're going to cope in the National League, but yeah, Harrogate in 20th. In 19th place, I've gone for Havant and Waterlooville, another newly promoted side. They came up as National League South champions, and once again, I don't really know too much about this club. One thing I do know though is they have brought in Nicky Kabamba, who scored for Aldershot in the playoffs last season, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. But yeah, in 19th, I've gone for Havant and Waterlooville. In 18th, I've gone for Barrow. Now, last season they finished just outside the relegation zone in 20th, but they have brought in a new manager, Ian Everett. This is his first managerial job, so it will be interesting to see how he gets on for them this season. In 17th, I've gone for Maidenhead. Now, they have lost one of their very key players in Harry Pritchard. He has moved to League One Blackpool on a 2-year deal. Now, last year they finished mid-table, they finished 12th, so I think they probably could finish a lot higher than 17th, but that is where I've predicted them for now. In 16th, I've gone for Halifax. Now, they did finish 16th last season as well, and obviously that's where I've predicted them for this campaign. I think they'll have a similar season to what they had last season. In 15th, I've gone for Dagenham and Redbridge. Now, they've lost their manager after 3 seasons with the club. He has moved to newly relegated side Barnet, and they've also had a budget cut, a bit like Gateshead. And once again, I think they will have a relatively similar finish to last season. In 14th, I've gone for Eastleigh. Now, they have lost their owner to Sunderland after around 7 or 8 years at the club, so it'll be interesting to see if that does make a big difference. And once again, like Halifax, I've predicted them to finish exactly where they did last season. And completing the bottom half, in 13th place, I've gone for Bromley. Now, Aldershot sold Bobby Joe Taylor to Bromley. He didn't really get that much game time with us, so I think a move for him was expected. And I think 13th may be a bit low. I think they could probably finish around 10th or 11th, but for now, I've gone for Bromley in 13th. Moving into the top half of the table, and this is where it started to get really hard for me to predict. I think even the team that I've predicted in 12th could potentially challenge for the playoffs, but in 12th, I have gone for last year's playoff runner-ups, Boreham Wood. Now, this is mainly because they've lost their key man, Bruno Andrade, who did score 19 goals for them last season. He has moved up a league to Lincoln, and I'm not sure how they will bounce back from that playoff final loss, but they could possibly challenge for the playoffs once again. In 11th, I've gone for Dover Athletic. Now, everyone didn't expect them to do that well last season after they did lose their key striker, Ricky Miller, who I think did score 40 goals for them the previous season. But they managed to finish 8th, only missing out on the playoffs on goal difference. But I'm not sure if they will be able to do the same again. I've gone for them to finish a bit lower down this season in 11th place. In 10th place, I've gone for Wrexham. Now, they finished 10th last season as well, and they've also brought in a new manager, so it will be interesting to see how he gets on in his first season. I think they've made some okay signings, but I don't think it will be enough for them to get to the playoffs. In 9th place, I've gone for Ebbsfleet United. Now, some of you may disagree with me here, considering they did knock my team Aldershot out of the playoffs last season. And I do think, once again, they could easily challenge for the playoffs. My team Aldershot have signed Marvin McCoy from them, and I think their manager may have been getting offers from the Football League, but he has stayed with Fleet, and it will be interesting to see if they can once again challenge for the playoffs. And in 8th place, the team I think will just miss out on the playoffs is Sutton United. They finished 3rd last season, which I think did surprise quite a lot of people, but I just don't think they will be able to do it again. But now, let's get into the playoffs. So, taking up the first playoff position, I've gone for AFC Fylde. They finished 7th last season as well and got knocked out of the playoffs by Bournemouth. They have managed to keep hold of Danny Rowe. I think Tranmere were interested in him as he was joint top scorer in the National League last season. I think he scored around 24 or 25 goals. So I think another playoff finish for Fylde. In 6th place, I've gone for Hartlepool United. Now, they didn't have a very good league campaign last season, finishing 15th. I don't think very many people expected them to be that bad, but I think they will bounce back this season. I think a playoff finish is on the cards for them. So yeah, 6th place, I've gone for Hartlepool. In 5th place, I've gone for the first newly relegated side. I've gone for Barnet. Now, as I said earlier in the video, they have got a new manager, the ex-Dagenham manager. I think he has quite a lot of experience. He's been at Barnet before as well, so I think he'll be good for them. I don't think they will challenge for the title, but I definitely think they will secure a playoff place. And taking out the final playoff first round spot in 4th place, I've gone for Leyton Orient. Now, a bit like Hartlepool, they didn't have the best season last season, but they have managed to keep hold of their key player, Macaulay Bonne. He scored, I think, 22 goals for them last season, so he was a really good player for them, and I think they will do a lot better this season. So guys, now we're on to the top 3, and in 3rd place, I have gone for my team, Aldershot. Now, we got knocked out of the playoffs, obviously losing on penalties to Ebbsfleet, which was a very cruel way to go out. And we've also lost some key players like our captain, Callum Reynolds, he's gone to Barnet, and our player of the season, Manuel Yalecki, he has gone to Port Vale. But we have brought in some decent signings like Luke Bonadio and a very experienced Luke Howell, so hopefully we will get a top 3 finish this season. In 2nd place, I've gone for the other newly relegated side, Chesterfield. Now, Aldershot sold our other key centre-back, Will Evans, to them, and I think they will have a very strong season this year. And finally, in 1st place, I think most of you may have guessed it by now, it is Salford City. Now, people have their different opinions on Salford. It started off as kind of a fairy tale story, them getting consecutive promotions from the low divisions. But now I think personally they've kind of ruined non-league football for me. Signings they're making are just ridiculous. For example, Adam Rooney from Aberdeen, who finished 2nd in the Scottish Premier League, only behind Celtic. And also Danny Lloyd has moved down 2 tiers from Peterborough. And the wages they are getting are also ridiculous. I think Danny Lloyd was on around 80 grand a year at Peterborough. And now at Salford, 2 leagues lower down, he is on around 200 grand a year. Obviously all this money is coming from their owners, who are the Man United class of 92, Gary and Phil Neville, Ryan Giggs, Nicky Butt and Paul Scholes, who all own 10%. And also the other 50% belongs to Peter Lim, who I think he has a net worth of around £2 billion. So the money side of things is absolutely no problem for Salford. They do have a new manager, however, so it might affect how they play, but I think with the players that they have brought in, I think Salford will go up as champions. So yeah guys, those are my Vanarama National League 2018-19 predictions. Comment down below what your predictions are and what you think of my predictions as well. But yeah, if you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, comment what you want to see next and your predictions, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!